It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Time to wakey wakey and time for bakey.
Time to wakey wakey and time for bakey.
Get ready for your host with more.
Get ready for your host with more.
Mr. Brian Brown.
Mr. Brian Brown.
It's 7:10 a.m.
It's 7:10 a.m.
Que la roja visual cuando le no viene ligado igualito que yuca. Ese pelo que él tiene tan lindo, no venga a pensar que eso es una peluca. Tiene cotorra perico, yo tengo cotorra, tú tienes la cuca. Está claro en el ring, en el piso yo quien te
no critiques mi pelo, te la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, te la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, te la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que de odio tú estás lleno. No critiques mi pelo, te la soy bueno, porque tú no tienes que...
And boom, we are live. How's everyone doing this morning, guys? It is True Crime Thursday, and we got an action-packed one for you guys today. Good morning, wakey wakey, time for bakey, smoke them if you got them, guys. That is correct. How's everyone doing on this snow Thursday? Kingman crew, how's it looking up there? Heard you guys got pounded with some snow last night. Very, very awesome. Very, very awesome. What do we got here? We got Lonnie in the house. How you doing, buddy? We got Back to Retro. Oh, yeah, definitely. I hadn't had time to share it yet, guys. I was up in Vegas at a doctor's appointment till late last night, and it was my girlfriend's birthday. I brought Olive Garden home. We had a good time, but I did not have time to share this yet, so I'm going to blast it out this morning on an email and everything on my email blast, but I was a guest on the Mod Squad, guys. This awesome show. If you guys not have checked this out yet, this is part of the BAM community. We love BAM. You guys know that. I was invited. They don't invite everyone, guys, so this was a big deal to me. I was invited to participate in their March Madness Comedy 90s tournament, guys, and we did three of us, and we all a lot of times I was the tiebreaker. Sometimes I wasn't, but yeah, a lot of cool stuff, guys. Who's gonna be the top? who's going to be the top dog in 90s comedy. It turned out really, really good. He had Kevin broke them down in categories, SNL. He had a whole bunch of different stuff, guys. Very entertaining. Make sure you're checking it out. I will be dropping all the links today. I just ran into driving yesterday. So we got back to retro in here. Teresa Deller, Lonnie, Rosie Key, good morning. Jeremy, how you doing, buddy? Oh man, how's everyone doing with this snow out there and this coldness, this winter storm that came out of nowhere? Oh man, I guess the groundhog didn't see its shadow, right? Because we got 6 more weeks of winter or whatever it is. But man, we need it. We need it. We need it bad. Be very interested. I've been saying this for a while. Be very interested to see what the spring and summer brings when all this snow melts. You know, it's going to be great for the reservoirs, for Lake Mead, but at the same time, are we going to have a lot of a lot of like mudslides and a lot of issues because there is so much snow. Hey Mike, how you doing? Hey, I want to get with you this weekend. I'm gonna give you a text today. Nova Mike, we got to get together, man. Start paying you rent for all these prizes I'm holding for you. Oh man. Oh man. We got a good one today, guys. Today on the 7:10 a.m. Wakey Wakey morning show, guys, we are going to be covering the worst villains, who are horror villains of all time, guys. No, we're not talking Freddy because he's the worst and he'll stab you. No, we're talking Matthew McConaughey in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That is right, guys. Who could take Matthew McConaughey seriously as a horror villain? All right. It's time to kill you now. You know what I love about these young high school girls? The older I get, they say they stay the same age when I kill them. I can see him as a creep. I can definitely see him as a creep. But a horror slasher villain? No, I ain't buying it, guys. I remember my daughter, she was about 16, 15, 16, and we watched Dazed and Confused for the first time. She'd ever seen it, and she'd heard about it. And she saw Matthew McConaughey, and she's like, oh, wow, Matthew McConaughey. And then he rolls down the window, and he's like, all right. What I love about these high school girls is I get older, but they stay the same. And she literally looked at me like, ooh, that's so creepy. Good girl, good head on her shoulders. But yeah, creepy, but not scary, guys. That's what I'm going for. So we got a lot of those in store for us today, guys. Very, very cool. It is March Cannabis Madness, though, guys. And we are jumping in with your daily dank for 3/2/23, guys. Let's hit it. All right, so we are ready to jump into your cannabis facts, guys, for your daily dank for 3/2/23. Did you know marijuana is literally in the air in Italy? Another fun marijuana fact, it seems that marijuana smoking is wading through the air in many parts of Italy. Scientists at Italy's Institute of Atmospheric Pollination Research published a report finding that the substance in the air of some countries' most popular cities. The research tested the air in Florence, Milan, Rome, Bologna, Naples, Pomerleau, and Turin. They concluded that the weed was floating through the air in all 8 of these cities, and Bologna and Florence had the highest levels. Yeah, you get high, you're going to want to eat some bologna. Come on. Even though in the latter two cities the amounts are not enough concentrated to cause a contact high. But what is clear though is that love isn't the only thing in the air in Italy. Ba-dum, bum, shh. That's right, man. Those Italians love smoking their weed. We can't hate. We can't hate. All right, guys. Next fact. Weed seeds date back thousands of years. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Russ? What's up, Teresa Della, all you growers out there? Lonnie, let's check this out. Although the world tends to think marijuana history kicking off in the 1960s with the hippies, it actually started far before that. It even began before the 1950s. Jack Kerouac and the Beat Generation. Although the exact time frame is a bit muddled, many historians trace the earliest records of marijuana back to China in 10,000 BC. The ancient Chinese weren't growing marijuana to smoke it. However, they used hemp to make rope and cannabis oil and seeds as a food source. By 4000 BC, hemp was being incorporated into the production of textiles over time as it spread across the globe. You guys know how much I support hemp and how it could change the world, guys. So I definitely believe this for sure. Marijuana boosts mood using the same mechanism as chocolate. That is right, guys. Did you ever wonder what chemical makeup has you get high in your brain? THC is an excellent antidepressant because it binds the same receptors as the brain's natural amide or bliss molecule. CBD, other ingredient in marijuana, slows the brain's breakdown of amanine and makes marijuana a double whammy in terms of antidepressant properties. For those who are feeling down and don't have marijuana handy, it may help to munch on some chocolate. It turns out chocolate contains theobromine, the substance that stimulates the brain to produce a greater amount of anandamide. It apparently that there's a hard science behind chocolate lovers' enjoyment of the melty treat. So there you go, guys. On that, marijuana and chocolate makes you feel the same but different but same, as Mr. Miyagi would say. Marijuana can kill cancer cells, guys. A report from the U.S. National Cancer Institute explains that cannabis and cannabinoids are helpful in treating cancer symptoms and side effects of cancer therapies. They've been proven helpful at controlling nausea, vomiting, as well as stimulating appetite and controlling pain. But cannabis does more than address the side effects of cancer and its treatment. Studies are showing that it may be able to kill cancer cells themselves. In a 2016 study published in the current oncology research discussed in a large body of evidence showing that cannabinoids can reduce cancerous tumor growth. Despite the findings, cannabis has not yet as FDA approved cancer treatment. You guys know the deal on that. It's not government backed. You know what I mean? You want to get this vaccine out, we can do it in 2 weeks. You want to make cannabis cancer treatment? No, it's going to take us 7-10 years to approve it. It's all behind the money, guys. Pharmaceuticals. What would happen if they did say, hey, cannabis can cure cancer, this is the treatment you need to take, and you can go to any dispensary and pick it up? Oh man, the pharmaceutical companies would kill. They would murder that. They would anti-ads. They would do everything, guys. It's big business, pharmaceuticals, and they do not want marijuana up. And that's one thing I found very fascinating. The first time Arizona voted for marijuana, it got voted down, but pharmaceutical companies spent over $100 million in ads to try to discourage people from voting for it because they know it would hurt their business. And that's kind of what we're looking at, guys, here as far as that goes. But those were your fun facts for Cannabis Madness, guys. Your daily. All right. I love production value. We are getting into, uh, do you want a chicken pot pie? Hell yeah, dude. That's three of my favorite things. I don't know where I came in on this conversation, but all I saw was Lonnie. When you enter the conversation midway through, do you want a chicken pot pie? Hell yeah, dude. That's three of my favorite things. Oh, man. Oh, man. You guys are too much. All right, guys, this morning for the meat and potatoes of the show, we are getting into the worst horror villains of all time. Matthew McConaughey did make this list, guys. Oh, all right, all right. I don't know why I keep going back to that. Let's get into this list, guys. Let's see what we got cooking this morning. All right, up first, guys, Roman Bridger from Scream 3. Scream 3 really took the series off the deep end. The movie was poorly received upon release, 39% on Rotten Tomatoes, and some of the criticism seen from its lame and boring villain, Roman Bridger. Despite the series mythology together, Roman was easily its worst killer. His kills boring and unoriginal, and Roman himself made for a nondescript character that many people were asking, wait, who is that? After the reveal, Roman is certainly no Billy, Stu, or Hank, even though even will even take Mickey over him. Yeah, so I remember the Scream 3. This was a bad one. This was like one of those ones that just out of nowhere. You know what it kind of reminded me of? Nightmare on Elm Street 2. That it was just like there. It wasn't really, I mean, it was part of the franchise, but not really. Um, and it just was what it was. That's kind of what this Scream was. Horrible villain. Horrible villain. All right, up next, guys. Oh, from Resident Evil. Albert Whisker, guys. Even the name. Man, oh man, what happened to the Resident Evil series? The first Resident Evil movie wasn't great by any means, but it made for a decent little zombie flick. And then the series went off the deep end. That is the true. How many freaking Resident Evil movies are there? Like 37,000 Resident Evil movies? Oh man. Its progressively worse qualities are perhaps best represented by Albert Weaker. Wesker. Sorry, Albert Wesker, the main antagonist of the video game series. He's not nearly as threatening in the live action form. In fact, pretty darn goofy. Nothing about this man was threatening or scary, and the cinematic flight in Afterlife is truly horrendous. Oh man, Whisker deserves better than this. You know, this happens a lot of times, especially in video game movies, is they can't figure out how to um oh Jeremy, yeah, go check on your girls, buddy. Have a great day, Jeremy. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Oh, so yeah, you know, it happens a lot in video games. Is like this you got these villains, killers, if you will, and they translate so well in the game because they're chasing you and you're scary. Then you put them in a live action scenario and it doesn't play out as well because they just don't dedicate the time or the story to these villains. But yeah, the Resident Evil franchise, man, they were great the first couple, and then woo, man, yeah, there was like 30 of them now or something. There's a lot. All right, up next, guys. Ahmet from The Mummy. This is the Mummy, Russell Crowe, Tom Cruise Mummy. Speaking of brutally butchering a series, let's talk about The Mummy. The original Brendan Fraser series certainly wasn't perfect, but they held a nostalgic charm for many of us. That is true. I love the Mummy movies. You know, Tempt was a great villain and a wonderful portrayed by Arnold Vosloo. And then there was Sophia Burlett's Omelette that was just horrible. The Mummy Who Terrorizes Tom Cruise. Both The Mummy and Bertolu's performance were poorly received, and both received retrospect nominations for the Razzies. I didn't know that. I remember seeing this in the theater. They were supposed to reboot the Universal Monster universe, and they were going to do it almost like a Marvel, but they were going to do it with the Universal Monsters. They had Russell Crowe as Jekyll and Hyde. They had Tom Cruise as like I guess the Van Helsing, if you will. The Mummy. Yeah, they had it all staged up, man. They were bringing it back. And then this first movie hit, Tom Cruise movie too, and it tanked, man. I didn't know it was nominated for Razzies. I didn't hate it, but at the same time, I didn't love it. It was okay. It could have been a lot better. Great idea, though, man. I wish that you get some decent filmmakers behind it. That Universal Monster Universe reboot would be banging, man. That thing would be awesome. The Leprechaun. Oh, I'm going to catch some heat for this one, guys, but we hesitate to call Chucky scary, but he somehow managed to worm his way onto the horror movie. The idea of a walking, talking murder doll is certainly unsettling after all. But Leprechaun is not scary. Many critics found Leprechaun like a ripoff of Chucky, but agreed that he was infinitely worse in every way imaginable. The series was a little tongue-in-cheek, later veered in the bizarre with In the Hood and In Space. That is true. They probably realized that they had a dud on their hands and had to do something to spice up the franchise. Now, the first Leprechaun could be scary. There was scary things in it. It was what it was. It was fun. It was a goofy horror movie. But then you got Leprechaun in the Hood. You got Leprechaun in Space. You got Leprechaun goes to Baskin Robbins and treats everyone with his pot of gold. I don't know. Oh, it got old, and it got old quick. Leprechaun's a great horror villain. He shouldn't be on the list, maybe, but he is a little silly. Let's be honest. Jack Frost. Oh my God. So they took the Michael Keaton film and turned it into this horror franchise. Turning the character Jack Frost into a slasher was never set up for success. This movie was ridiculous in every way possible, from the fact that a human melted down into a snow by acid, turning him into a snowman, the fact that he kills people with icicles, the character looks purely ridiculous, add in the fact that he wouldn't be difficult to beat with a conventional blow dryer. And it becomes apparent that he was never going to be something to take seriously. However, the real reason the character just isn't scary is the fact that he is a snowman, which is just impossible, no matter how hard you try. Oh, man. Yeah, so he's a snowman. I guess that is. Oh, I guess that is. It's hard to look past. He's a snowman. What's scary about a snowman? But they tried, guys. They tried. He kills you with icicle. Hey, Rosie, we're talking snowman killers here. What are you doing? What are you doing, Rosie? Oh, did we hit him yet? All right, yeah, guys. So we got the Matthew McConaughey Rothman from Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is undoubtedly one of the scariest and more influential horror films that were released of all time. So what the heck happened? For some bizarre reason, they decided to create seemingly endless amount of sequels, which takes up to a heard of Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. operation. At the heart of this story, Rothman, a high-ranking member of the Illuminati, yes, Texas Chainsaw Massacre turned into the X-Files somewhere along the road, and it was terrible. Rothman embodies everything that is terrible. So yeah, this ain't your mama's Leatherface, guys. The Illuminati? What? I had no idea the Illuminati makes an appearance in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because only the Illuminati could create a monster like Leatherface, guys. It was the Illuminati. Speaking of which, guys, um, next, I was going to let you guys vote, but we've had some advancements, guys. I have gotten a message from the Illuminati. I don't know if you guys could see that. Oh, I had it right on there. Time to see the light. I have not opened it yet because I am going to record and I'm going to tell you guys my recruitment into the Illuminati. Who knew they used Instagram as a way to communicate? Who would have thought? But they're recruiting me, guys. I might be a member of the Illuminati by this time next week. We don't know, but we're going to get into it next week on Paranormal Tuesday, guys. So be looking out for that one. All right, what do we got? Satan. Who beats Satan as a villain in a horror movie in Rock and Roll Nightmare? I don't think it's the Satan that we think it is. All right, the character of Satan has been portrayed many different times in many different films over the years, but none have ever been less intimidating than the iteration of presented by the Rock and Roll Nightmare, and that includes when Dave Grohl was Satan on the drums for the Pick of Destiny. I forgot about that. That Dave Grohl was. You guys ever see that Pick of Destiny? It is. What is it? Jack Black. What is it? Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. It's a good little off flick. Definitely a stoner movie, man. If you guys want to check out a stoner movie, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny is definitely the way to go. But to its credit, this was directed. This was a direct-to-video movie that was shot within a week. Oh man, I've never seen it. I don't believe I want to. I have no problem. All right, another one, guys. Controversy. Killer clowns from outer space. Now I'm going to tell you why they made this list. They are good villains. Don't get me wrong, but it's a little silly. The costumes are a little silly. Them running around. I'm not scared. I'm not scared by any means. You're going to throw a fart spray in my face. You're going to acid pie. Okay. But I'm not that scared of the killer clowns from outer space. And that's why they made the list, guys. No hate, no hate, no hate. Oh, what do we got here? Critters, guys. Who remembers Critters? Like the Gremlins, B-level Gremlins. Sticking to the theme of small characters that just didn't work in terms of scare factor, Critters suffered from the exact same issue. This problem was amplified because it was a clearly knockoff copy of Gremlins. It didn't feel original because of that. These characters ended up having several movies somehow, but they were scary and they weren't scary in any of them, even when they ventured into space. So when you run out of horror movie ideas, you just send them in space. Hey, Mike, how's it doing? Merlin Public Media, how's it going? I talked to him the other day. We're going to start maybe broadcasting the audio from this morning show over on Merlin Public Media, guys. So make sure you go like that page and check them out for sure. But yeah, that's one to remember, guys. All right, what else we got here? Bo and Vincent Sinclair from House of Wax. In 2005, Warner Brothers remade the 1953 horror movie House of Wax, starring Chad Michael Murray and Paris Hilton. Despite being seen as a better than traditional teen slasher film, it received poor reviews, 26 on Rotten Tomato. We put some of the blame on Bo and Vincent Sinclair, the movie's main antagonists and owners of the Totally House of Wax. Vincent is goofy with his mask, and it might. So basically, the villains weren't that. They're more goofy. This is one I didn't see. More goofy than scary, which that does happen with horror films at times. We got to take care of producer Rosie here, guys. Hang on, she got to get her treat. Give me a second here. There you go, producer Rosie. You want your treats? There you go. All right. Had to pay producer Rosie for the week, guys. All right. Yeah, so where are we at here? Brahms the Boy. I've watched both of these, and the problem with that movie was the first one was okay. Do I want to do spoilers or not? When they reveal Brahms the boy and what is behind it, it's not supernatural. But then the second one, they try to make it supernatural and try to bypass the story from the first, and that didn't make any sense. I mean, should have just left it alone, or they tried to go the Annabelle route, which wasn't the route of the first movie. So yeah, it sucked. It sucked. The Thing, guys, The Thing. Hold on to your pitchfork for a second. We aren't talking about the original Thing here. That movie is undeniable masterpiece and is and its villain is one of the best in movie history. No, we're talking about the Abomination. That was the 2011 reboot, remake, prequel Thing. Yeah, the remake sucked, man. The original, the John Carpenter Thing with Kurt Russell, right? Man, that thing was freaking young Kurt Russell too. That was like the not that Jaws wasn't a horror movie, but I kind of put Jaws as more of a thriller, if that makes sense. Where, man, the Thing was the Jaws of the horror genre, man. The Thing, woo, The Thing, the original Thing. That movie was fire, man. I think it was Kurt Russell. Who else was on there? Yeah, it was great. I remember that's when, as a young kid, I was probably like 6 or 7. That's where I learned that you have miles of intestines inside of you, because I believe there's a scene where the Thing is just ripping out miles of intestines from somebody, or maybe it comes out of their mouth. I remember that too. But I do remember being freaked out. Could have been the guy I was like 6 or 7 seeing this stuff, but I remember the original Thing, man. That freaking rocked. Great movie. The remake, no, not at all. And their Thing was the worst. Maybe we should have done a March Madness horror movies. I like the comedies, back to retro. I like the way it ended up being, man. You guys are going to be surprised. You got some dark horses in that tournament over there. There's something to watch. I don't want to give any spoilers out on that, but there's one movie that makes it almost all the way through that nobody thought would. Definitely The Dark Horse. Old school Alfred Hitchcock. The Birds, yeah. The old school Hitchcock, man. Everything. Hey, Baker, good morning, good morning. One of my favorites, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. That was a creepy one. And you got to think on some of these old school horror movies, like nothing like, especially in the 50s and the 60s, nothing had been seen like that before. So you're talking Invasion of the Body Snatchers. What if that could happen? We don't know. It's 1950. You know what I mean? But yeah, well, I think that's what makes a great horror movie is when it could really happen. And you're like, "Ooh, is this foreshadowing something?" uh, all right. Up next, Goblins from Troll 2. Do I need to say anything? You can see the picture, guys. You can see the picture. Oh, man. I remember watching a movie called The Pit when I was a kid, and it scared the hell out of me. I was like sixth grade, and the creatures looked similar to the troll creatures. Oh, what else we got here, guys? Wrapping it up. The Gingerbread Man. I have not seen this, but I have seen the original puppets or the original, I guess, props. They have them in Tom Devlin's Monster Museum in Boulder City, Nevada, and they're cute, they're funny, but by no means are they scary. And I've never seen it, but I wonder. He has to say it. Does he say the line "Run, run as fast as you can"? You can't shake me. I'm the gingerbread man. Does he say that before he kills people? I would love that so much. This is one of those B-level horror movies that never quite see the light of day. Very cult following, straight to DVD. People are anticipating him. It has its audience already, kind of a cult following. So they put out 1 million of these. There's one called the Evil Bong movies too, where an evil or a bong becomes possessed by a demon, and like Chong is in one. Yeah, we're gonna have to review those very, very soon, man. We might have to do a whole series on the Evil Bong movies. Oh man, what else we got here, guys? I think we're just about wrapping it up. I think Gingerbread Man was it. Yeah, that was it, guys. The Gingerbread Man was your worst villain. I don't know if he was the worst. There were some other ones on there. Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey. Oh, before I make you listen to another Matthew McConaughey impersonation, I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. Oh, I appreciate everyone so much. Make sure you're checking out Back to Retro, guys. We're doing the '90s comedy, March Madness. We did a bunch of rounds, man. 64 movies we covered. They welcomed me with open arms as a guest. Very, very cool. Make sure you're checking that out, guys. I'm gonna be linking everything up this morning. With the weather and stuff, I ended up not getting home till late, and it was my girlfriend's birthday. So we did some Olive Garden, had a good time. So guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate everyone tuned in so much, man. A lot of you on here this morning. Awesome, great times. Line of the day, I'm gonna go to Lonnie. Lonnie wins line of the day. He had a good one there. First thing this morning, I forget what it was, but it was pretty damn good. Oh, it was the pot pie. Would you like a pot pie, sir? Yes, those are 3 of my favorite things. That was line of the day. Congratulations, Lonnie. You win my my thumbs up. That's what you win for line of the day. Oh, Matthew Humard and Lincoln said, all right. That's exactly. Illuminati. Oh man, if I hadn't announced line of the day, Back to Retro, honorary mention for that one. Oh man. Oh man, wait a minute. What's going on here? I gotta look up the chat. My logo actually covers part of it. Got to take rest to work. Okay, as long as it's work, as long as it wasn't the hospital or something, I couldn't see where you were taking them. But hey, drive safe out there, Kingman crew. I'm still looking to head up there today. I'm going to check out the weather, make sure everything's good. But I will get with you guys in the group chat about that. Prizes, prizes, prizes. Make it rain. That's right. All right, guys. I will see you at 4:20. It is True Crime Thursday, guys, and we got a good one in store for you. So to make sure you're not missing out on that, guys, we're talking heist, we're talking espionage, we're talking all the things you love, and marijuana in True Crime Thursday, guys. So make sure you're tuning in. We go live at 4:10. We count down to 4:20, and we get into a whole mess of trouble in the meantime. So make sure you're tuning in, guys. We will see you tomorrow on this at 7:10, and we will see you live at 4:20, guys. And appreciate you. Go out there, guys. Make sure you pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Be good to one another. Hold that door open. Give that old man, that old lady that smile. Tell them good day. It goes a long ways, guys. Appreciate you so much. Take care of one another, and I will see you at 4:20.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com. Check out our merchandise and amazing content. And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home.